Hey guys, we're here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Teela and Trapjaw, brought to us by the fine folks over at, say it with me now, Mattel. It's been a while since I've done ye old Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson pronunciation of Mattel, and funny enough, he came back to the WWE this past WrestleMania season, so funny how that works. Either way, today we have two more additions to the cartoon collection. For those of you old school Cartoon Network fans such as myself, that's where that reference is coming from. But enough of that. Let's get right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Look, see at all these figures have to come with. Starting off with the mini comic. You both come with the same one. I'm going to show you what's inside because, like another early 2000s traditions, Cheez-Its, you'd get your own. It's like you had to get your own box. We got cross-sell on the back with Stratos and Merman, which some people already have because I got more money than brains, but I respectfully pre-ordered mine over on Big and Bad Toy Store, so I will wait until they process there. And as far as Teela's accessories are concerned, she does come with her sword and shield, which I know we're used to seeing snake staffs with Teela, but it's nice to see one that comes with a sword. And she also has her shield there. I wish they kept the rubber band from the very first Origins Teela shield. That way you could slip it over her wrist there, and it would stay on. As it stands, I feel like I need to heat the hand and slide this over all her fingers and her thumb and have it between her gauntlet and her palm for it to stay on securely. The sword stays in her hand. Good enough, I suppose. She also comes with this little robot thingamadoo dad here, and thingamadoo dad, what the hell? It has rotating arms, and it's got like it's got a shank there. Talking about prison rules. And then we got a, assuming some kind of blaster. No flight stand for this thing though, so it just kind of sits there and does nothing. Then in the way of Trapjaw's accessories, he comes with this little jewel. Not gonna lie, it kind of looks like a kidney stone. A very jagged kidney stone, so this one hurt on the way out. But he comes with that. Yay. And he comes with two Way-Upon attachments. No fly swatter though, which is very odd, because that is... If that's not Filmation, I don't know what is. Isn't Filmation known for the fly swatter hand? Very surprised we didn't get that here. But you do get the gun, you do get the hook. Probably the two best attachments for him. So moving him out of the way here. Look at Teela first. Our second last heroic warrior for a while, it looks like, because the pre-orders for the next couple of waves went up, and it looks to be Evelyn, Webstor, Clawful, and Spikor. So the heroic warriors are gonna get freaking overrun by all the evil warriors. Outnumbered. That's the word I was looking for. Gee willikers. But as far as articulation on this figure goes, her head is on the double ball peg. That doesn't get much. You get a little bit. Tilt side to side, rotate side to side. Very nice head sculpt on that figure, by the way. I'm always going to be biased towards 2000X Teela, but in this case, I do appreciate that. Shoulders can go out to the side, back down, rotate. Not a full 360 because of her armor piece. She has single elbows with rotation, swivel at the wrist with a hinge, inappropriate in folding weapons, but whatever. She has new arms too, by the way. These are very simplistic arms. And a nice matte finish on the skin, might I add. I really, really like that. It makes her look a little bit more like a collectible than just a kid's toy. She does have a rotating waist. This piece, unfortunately, kind of just dangles and moves around, so that's not ideal, but whatever. It feels like it's made out of silicone, oddly enough, so I don't know what's going on there. Her hips can kick out, back down, they rotate forward, back. Not much thigh cut up there. She does have a swivel at the knee with a hinge, as well as a swivel in the boot with a hinge in the foot and a rocker. Appears to be the same boots as the previous Teelas, the exception of the snake Teela, I guess. But that said, in true cartoon collection fashion and or tradition, I would normally bring out the regular version of the character to compare them to, but I don't want to mess up my Origins setup to do that, so there will be none of that in this video, and probably not for the foreseeable future, just because Origins has just blown up extensively, and the collection is just massive at this point, and I just don't want to mess anything up. But I can tell you that this figure is probably about the same height as the other females we've gotten in Origins, because they always had straighter legs than the males. But moving her out of the way, let's bring in old TJ here. Very cool figure. And if you're a fan of Trapjaw, you better grab this guy, because chances are he's probably already selling out, because Trapjaw's going to Trapjaw. I would say with the exception of the Turtles of Grayskull one, ironically, because that's another line that's got a bunch of sellouts in it. Because they don't do what they used to do when they started the band, man. What? Either way, most Trapjaw figures tend to sell out and go for stupid money. I don't know about the Masterverse ones, but the Origins one definitely. So, as far as his articulation goes, other than the jaw hinging here, which is kind of weak sauce. I think it would hinge more than that, but really it's just kind of sitting normally. So that's very odd. He does have kind of a bicep twist here. It's meant to be a keyed peg, and what you can do with this, you can actually pop this out, and you can put the gun in here like so. So he looks more Filmation accurate. You can do that with a hook too, but it looks ridiculous. But that's pretty cool. I dig that. One thing too is this shoulder pad and the way this arm is plugged in, this robot arm, it's actually keyed. So the pauldron is locked in there for the most part. So that's interesting. I think they needed to do that, but they did. That said, let's put his gun on his belt there. And his arm back on. Like so. And his hook back on. Or his hook on, I should say. We never took it off. How can it be put back on if it was never taken off? What is going on here? There you go. There is Trapjaw. I will say he gets better ankle articulation than most Trapjaws. And I will say his hips were very tight out of package. I have since loosened them up a bit. Maybe a little too much on this side. It's a little weeble wobble, but I'll manage. It's fine. It's good enough. Just setting him down. He is probably my favorite of the two. Being honest, I was never big into Teela like I guess everyone else is for some reason. I don't know. The female figures in the Origins line, they just feel lacking compared to the males. And that's probably why I'm not into them as much. I'm okay not getting a bunch of them either. Like, unless you're going to give me something like, I don't know, Catra? Like, I don't know what other female characters you really need. I just don't see the need for all these female figures. I mean, I like diversity as much as the next guy, but I also don't like getting ripped off. So, there they both are. With their accessories. How I will be displaying them, most likely. I mean, given Trapjaw, the short gun arm is cool, but it's one less thing I gotta put in storage, right? So, with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's our cartoon collection. Teela and Trapjaw, alongside a couple other characters from the cartoon collection. We have He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, as well as Skeletor, the Lord of Destruction. And as you can see, of course, both Trapjaw and Teela scale quite nicely with their compadres there. So getting them out of the way. On the side here. You know, stupid He-Man wants to stand and not be a pain in my patootie. There we go. Bringing our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulith. Right there. I don't want to knock Teela over, because God forbid. And of course, this video will be without the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone, because while the cartoon collection is a little taller than your standard Origins, because the knees can straighten out a little bit further, they're no match for good old Al Simmons here. Let's not kid ourselves. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and out of the cartoon collection figures we have received thus far from the fine folks over at Mattel, I have to say that if you want Trapjaw, you better grab him sooner rather than later, because if he's going to be like any other Trapjaw figure, aside from the Mouse Jaw from Turtles of Grayskull, I suppose, he is more than likely going to sell out before the others and go up in value, because, once again, Trapjaw is going to Trapjaw. Teela, on the other hand, well, I think it is probably the best Teela we've gotten in Origins form, mostly due to the finish on the plastic. I really like the matte finish on the skin. It's still a female figure in this line, and to me, the female figures still do not offer enough at the same price point as the male figures, but that's my 2 cents on it. I'm very curious to know what yours is. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.